Yeah, but that's an excuse you're making for Ten Hag, right?
Bro, no,
We're
no,
looking
it's
at the
not an
facts.
excuse, bro. Like, it's
And also, he's just
Exactly.
not likable.
I think Ten Hag's still a better manager. There's actually one shit in this league.
Look at
Postacoglou,
Needham's
just
face.
First season, I don't know, man. First season, okay. Like, you can't win shit playing games like that. Like, I don't know. You can't play that open football and hope to win anything. Like, especially when your best players are out. So, I think there's some little bit of adaptation needed in game mein, Postecoglou. So there's room for improvement. So he's not yet the best manager over Ten
So
Hag.
Ten Hag is better than Ange Postacoglou.
Yeah, I mean for now. Yeah, after.
For now.
Yeah,
I think Ten Hag has had a tougher season given the list of injuries and all the turbulence happening. And given that situation and the way United are doing right now, I would say Ten Hag has shown that he can still somehow hold the squad together. Postecoglou has had a good start of the season, but he hasn't faced a similar amount of challenges as Ten Hag has faced. And I think Postecoglou has to adapt his game a bit more for the Premier League. Like right now, he's focused on playing the attractive style of football, and that will not necessarily win you titles. Ten Hag still has achieved something in the previous season. He knows how to manage a season with multiple competitions going on. So I think Ten Hag slightly edges out Postecoglou.
I mean, you can just look at it this way, right? He came in with a plan and it has worked out for him so far. Like, when it comes to Ten Hag, you can say he did well in his first season, even though there was that 7-0 defeat. I think they also lost 4-0 to Brentford, I think. It wasn't a perfect season, and the recruitment, I don't think the recruitment was good in the first season itself. Like, it's not like Anthony was really good in the first season. And when it comes to Ange, Maddison is probably like the best buy of the season, right? So the game plan is good, the recruitment is also good. Now we just need to see if he can maintain that for the rest of the season and next season as well. So at this point of time, with the information that we have, I think it's quite obvious Ange is a better manager, and the football they're playing is also way more attractive.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to say something, right, to you guys. See, Ange has nothing to lose, bro, at Tottenham. You get what I mean? Like, you go to Tottenham, right? You can bring whatever philosophy you want and try to implement it, and you have nothing to lose.
Yeah, but that's an excuse you're making for Ten Hag, right?
Bro,
We're
no,
looking
it's
at the
not an
facts.
excuse, bro. Like, a lot of managers have come like to Tottenham, and pretty top managers have come last 2-3 ones at least, who have won shit, and they've gotten their philosophy in, and there's not that much resistance at the club, right? And the player power is not there. There's like the scale of the problem is only different, right? Like,
But
United,
he's been able to get more out of players, don't you think? Like, Ange he's been able to motivate players in a better way.
I don't know, man. I mean, they still sit fifth, right, today. Like, it's not like they're in the top four. They couldn't maintain their, high-flying start still. 3 points ahead of United this season. He's not going to come in and do something in he's been there 9 months, bro? Like less than 10 months, right? It's impossible just to do that by himself. And I don't know, the first 10 months that Ten Hag had were probably better than the first 10 months that Postecoglou is having. You know what I mean? Relatively.
Really?
Relatively,
No,
yeah.
I mean,
the
the thing is, and at least in terms of media, everything, it's like he's on a pedestal right now, in a way. Like, everybody's excited about him, and they carefully curated everything, and Ange also has been doing a good job with the media.
Yeah,
Like,
he's that
very
old school guy.
likable. See, it's the whole story, right? It's the whole story. And he's done it in a very smart way. Like, by being a bitch also sometimes, with respect to what he said about the referees. But still, like, he's being smart. And when it comes to being a manager, right, that's also part of the job. You have to be likable. And Ten Hag is not very likable, especially to non-United fans.
Bro, also you have to see the media really hates United, or anti-United reports do really, really well for any media house, and that is why.
Okay, ask me. As an Arsenal fan, I'll say the same thing. The media is against us. Even City fan will say that. So those kind of points are not
very valid. The scale at which it happens it's much more it's much more evident at United. Even for simple things, everybody knows about the Jadon Sancho situation. Everybody's talking about Anthony. Nobody's talking about Timo Werner right now, right? When he was in Chelsea, it was not at that scale, right? So
nobody talks about Richarlison also. You know what I mean?
What happened with Timo Werner in Chelsea? You mean his performances?
Yeah,
Yeah, but then how much did they pay for Timo Werner? They didn't pay 80 million for him, right? This is
Pay
the whole
50,
thing,
bro.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they paid 50, and there was no, like, with Anthony, you got the domestic abuse allegations, and also he's just
exactly.
not likable. Like, with the fidget spinner thing, and just like he's just not likable. So all these things together is why Anthony's being attacked. Like, you feel good when you attack Anthony. He just looks like a piece of.
Yes.
Now, don't you
So
guys think it's funny that when Ange came in, he's coming in right after Spurs lost their best ever player, and when Ten Hag came in, he kicked out United's best ever player.
Not United, the
And I think
world's
some
best
of
ever players.
overall,
I mean,
I think some of our watchers are also made some points about this. We all know Onana has been
yeah,
hyped up.
for playing from the back and contributing. When you look at how Vicario plays from the back, the calmness, he's such an underrated sign. See, yeah, exactly, some stuff like that, stuff like, his buys have just been good, like decent. And Vicario was what, 30-ish odd million.
Yeah.
Onana was like almost double the price. So these kind of things, dude. Buying Anthony, as for like buying Brennan Johnson for 40 to 50 million, Pedro Porro, just an insane buy. But then Ten Hag had to deal with a lot of shit. Again, this is my main point. The talent idea of Eth is very limited. Apart from Casemiro and Evan, all the signings have played under him or in the Dutch league. What do you have to say about that?
So weird,
another
right? It's so
Bro,
weird.
Yeah.
I don't know why he keeps doing it.
Bro, it just reflects the mismanagement at the club. Like, Ten Hag's job is not to identify the exact player or the person who has to come into the squad. His job is to identify the weaknesses in the squad and what kind of a player profile he wants. Now, this person has to, the given mismanagement that's happening, that has happened for the last 5-6 years, whatever. There's no structure in place for anybody to identify the right kind of players who will fit in United for that player profile. So Ten Hag can only know players who have played under him, and that is why he's recruiting people like Anthony and Onana and whoever else, right? Martinez and so on. So that is the primary reason, because of the lack of that sporting decision-making infrastructure that is not there at United. Ten Hag is taking a lot of flack for it, and
Sid, I want to add one thing, right, to that point.
Isn't it the same for Tottenham? Like they don't really have a DOF right
Yeah,
now because
these
Dude, I mean,
are valid arguments.
Too much
But,
stick. See,
like-
this is the same guy that identified Garnacho, Meno. So it's not like all about the talent ID, right? Like he's identified these like fucking less than 20-year-old kids that are literally starting in this team and like actually making an impact, right? So yes, has he underestimated the quality that's needed at United? Absolutely, bro. And that judgment is costing him a lot. And that's that media scrutiny, especially with like Anthony, right? Dude, Sancho was not his buy. By the way, Sancho was not his buy.
That makes sense.
But the
thing
only
is, a
biggest
great
flaw
manager
that
will
he
overcome
got.
this. A great manager will adjust better than this. Like, will do a better job than this. Like Anthony, like if he's playing under him, he should know this guy is not going to do well in the Premier League.
Dude, I
feel.
see 80 million is way too much money for that guy. Okay, will he come good or not? Again, like